Hello, everybody. I'm Frank Stanisci of Candid Frank Live, where you'll find us airing our views here on the Spanglish World Network on Zingo TV, channel 250. Please remember to download the Zingo TV app at the respective app stores for iOS and Android devices. While you download, make sure you rate and leave a comment. Both apps are absolutely free. Zingo TV is available on Google Chromecast, Amazon Fire, Fire TV sticks, Roku sticks, and also on all smart TVs 2016 forward. Now joining me here on Candid Frank Live, seen Mondays, Wednesdays, and it's called Leaf Talk on Friday. The one, the only, the brains of the operation, Aaron William Freeland.
Hey, Frank, how are you?
I voted. You voted. We're all voted, I guess, right?
Yeah, I think so.
I'm gonna fix my green screen. I guess everybody knows I got a phony studio, so I might as well. Whoop, that's the wrong way. There we go. See if I still have hair. Okay, there we go. That's on me. That's on me. So you're doing fine? You voted?
Yep, I made sure I was an active participant in our democracy. So,
perfect. And well, are you going to any of the candidates meetings? The parties, whatever. You going to? You going to the mayor? Is the mayor going to stay the mayor, or is she?
The way everything looks right now, it looks like she will continue to be mayor for a third term now. There wasn't really a mayor's debate this time around. It was more like a meet and greet, and of the 7 or 8 different candidates, I think only 3 showed up. So
wow,
yeah, it is what it is.
I did my thing here and I invited them all but I had to back out because of ridiculous reasons. Long story short, I had a candidate who ruined it for me. I wanted to be unbiased, and we had a meeting before to figure out what we're going to do, and Buddy decided to be a petulant child. So I hope he doesn't win. Not because I don't want him to win, but I just don't want to deal with him. It was enough already. So it's voting day. Municipal elections. There's a thing called the Municipal Act. It all works under the auspices of the province of Ontario. So they are incumbent to follow the rules that the province lays out for them. That's what the Municipal Act is. And this is the politics most close to us, right? It affects us the most directly. Not that the others don't. But this one here is all about taxes in your home, shoveling your, snow plowing, basic services. These are the people who have to put that all together.
I'm actually surprised at the number of people that seem to forget that running in local politics. For example, in my particular ward, there are 8 different candidates. Of those 8 different candidates, I think maybe one has put together a platform that indicates exactly what they're planning on doing and provided concrete direction. So based on the rest of that, I mean, we got stuff for the new Blue Party and a whole bunch of other stuff that just doesn't seem to line up with anything, because they're all talking about Trudeau and the Liberal government overreach. And it's like, yeah, but you're running for Mississauga City Council. I'm not sure how that applies.
Boy, oh boy. I'd love to insert heck, I'll do it. What the heck? I'll go out on a limb here. The problem with municipal politics is that anybody who thinks they could be a politician tries to be a politician. But like you said, I think that's the common thread that we probably have throughout the province and probably the country, if not, the country anyway. I'll just say the province. I'll just say Ontario. Essentially, people say they talk a lot about trigger words, right? They say things that evoke, I guess, an idea, a thought. Like you're saying, what you're talking about is misplaced conversation, which has nothing to do whatsoever. Not that what Trudeau doesn't affect us, but it can't be corrected by municipal politics. In fact, municipal politics, even when we talk provinces, the provinces can come in and say, you know what, you can't have 49 wards, you're going to have less. And they will cut out wards, and they, like they did in Toronto. They will make statements. Ontario will make a statement like whoever happens to be premier. You are now a super mayor in Ottawa and Toronto. Whoever wins, they'll be a super mayor, which basically means they will be able to curtail debates, if you will, where decisions are made. They become more of an omnipotent leader, right?
And they're thrown around designed to catch your eye. Um,
Oh, tons,
in, in
tons.
in particular, I love this one. There's one particular individual, and she's got a section labeled "My Priorities," but can't even click on it to pull up the size that she's chosen for her website. It makes everything too small to read unless you expand it, and you can't even do that. You have to open the image and expand it from there, and even then, it's not helpful. I'm not sure who put these websites together for these individuals, but uh, there's a lot of buzzwordiness and substance. So it makes it difficult to vote. You know?
It does, and this is going to sound egotistical on my part. And uh, I was asked by a candidate to run, and I said no. I have no clue about what you're doing and what it's all about, and I wouldn't know how to finance an election, because to me, that would be the first thing you'd have to figure out. To make sure not just that you have enough money, which is important, but how you spend your money. There's rules. And those rules, if you run afoul of them during the election, right? What ends up happening is you lose the position. So in other words, you could win the post of mayor, but if you spent money that you shouldn't have spent, didn't acknowledge money that you spent and included in your budget, you could be removed as the mayor, and then the next person that had the next amount of votes would go in. So it's a
Yep.
very dangerous situation if you really don't know what's going on. So that's even before we get to the part where the politics side, because of you and I doing this stuff and spending a lot of time doing this stuff, we whether we're very smart or not. Well, I won't speak for you. Whether I'm very smart or not, um, I gain information by osmosis. So it's like sitting in class and ending up failing and going through that same grade again until eventually you do enough to get past it.
No, and it's that's the thing. I'd like to think I know a great deal about it, but actually navigating landmines that are politics itself is a little bit daunting. And yeah, I mean, we're both relatively intelligent individuals. We have opinions on what's right and wrong. We, think we know where our city should be going. But as to the actual underpinnings of it, we're basically adrift, unfortunately. So,
Add on
but it
top
is
of
what it
that, if
is.
you don't have, sorry, what
No,
was
go
that?
ahead, Frank. I was
No,
actually
you go ahead.
done. So,
Oh, okay. And then there's the armadillo skin you need.
exactly. That's the tough part as well. I think is not letting the naysayers and the sniping get to you.
So I guess we can conclude this segment of the program by saying this. And I'd like to say thank you for everybody who ran for a position in the municipal government of your locale. I appreciate your contribution, your sacrifice in going out there, and they spend a lot of time trudging the streets, door to door, all that kind of stuff. And so they make a sacrifice. For that sacrifice, thank you. To the winners go the spoils and the congratulations. Now, that's where you insert the phrase, careful what you wish for.
Because you just might get it.
I get it. Now what? I think it's hilarious. Anyway, okay, let's go to the Canadian Football League this weekend. We eliminated two teams this weekend. The action, as we predicted and talked about earlier this week, Saskatchewan continued on their nosedive, and finally, this last loss ensured that they won't be making the playoffs. Hamilton defeated Ottawa in amazing fashion. They made the playoffs because of that. Toronto had another game where they should have lost, but they won again. They've done that again. And Calgary, as always, looks good, and the Elks don't. But
It's amazing how the Argonauts have managed to pull a victory from the jaws of defeat. I'll be honest with you.
That takes talent and character, man.
Yep.
You know, we talk all the time about sports, Aaron. We watch sports. We're on bended knee when it comes to sports. Everything about it, is so attractive to people like us because we love sports so much. We know more than anyone that it's easy to lose.
Yep, it's a heck of a lot harder to come all the way back.
Absolutely.
And, Montreal made a huge go of it in the fourth quarter, outscoring the Argonauts at 17-8. But the lucky thing is, even that flubbed field goal by Beattie at least led to a single point. So, yeah,
Boris Beattie.
The vagaries of the Canadian
we got a point.
League.
Now, there's some people who don't like the Rouge. I think it's just part of the Canadian Football League character. I mean, they have that deep end zone, 20 yards, 25 actually, more than double what it is in the NFL. So there's a lot of room for the ball, to be kicked. The goalposts are at the front so the distance factor is a little bit different in the Canadian Football League, but not much for the field goal attempt.
I've always thought it was amusing that there was a point for kicking the ball through the end zone, but then you look at how deep the end zone is and how much longer the CFL field is, and I think it seems like it's kind of earned at that particular point.
Well, that's the whole point. They get okay on the good side. I can debate both sides of this issue. On the good side, a team develops field position. They kick a field goal, and the other team chooses not to run it out. Well, they shouldn't get a free ride out of the end zone, right?
No.
So, because if they get nailed in the end zone, it's 2 points. So you give up one instead of two.
And if you stand back and just sort of wave your cape at it like a bullfighter, then yeah, I think you're deliberately trying to avoid taking the ball out and risking that 2 points. So there should be at least one.
Yeah, you take a knee, you get good field position. So, go ahead.
There's got to be some disadvantage to that, to just, sort of letting the ball go through to take a better field position. Yeah,
exactly. You don't want to allow that point. That's why he stepped out of bounds when he caught it, because he needed to save that ball, and that in itself makes it interesting. So yeah, on the positive side, that's the positive. The negative is, how can you give a point for missing a field goal? For making a mistake. That's what some people say. That's the debate, right? How can you give away a point for a guy who makes a mistake and who misses a field goal? Well, here's the thing about that is that, we discussed it. So, I fall on the side that I love the Rouge. It's a French word which says Canadian, and it's a point. It's another way to win a game, and it's the excitement level kind of shrunk by then, right?
No, it's definitely true.
Anything else you want to talk about with the CFL?
No, I just think the shifting landscape has finally sort of settled down for a little bit. All the teams that are going to clinch have clinched. The only thing that's left now is a little bit of shuffling of positions. So
let's go over, Vancouver Whitecaps midfielder Russell Tabert. He undergoes ankle surgery.
Yeah, this is an article from a few weeks back, but he did actually have season-ending surgery, so a little bit difficult.
Oh, you know what?
Team. He had been playing
I've got your wrong email, Aaron.
Oh,
I think I've got Bettman's salary cap may get nice bump.
Yeah, that's a couple weeks old.
Okay, you go to the next story, and I'll fix the problem I've created.
No worries. So the Maple Leafs actually started off on their road swing. This is the first of their 5 games on the road. They actually started with a 4-1 victory over the Winnipeg Jets. Happy to see that. Tavares finally had himself a multiple goal game. I know that Josh Morrissey tried to lay out Nick Robertson. But then Morgan Riley came in and tried to put a hurting on Josh Morrissey. So it was good to see them standing up for each other. And just down the road, Pavelski netted a hat trick as the Stars sunk the Canadiens 5-2. It hasn't exactly been the most stellar results for the Habs, but they're working their way through it. Obviously, Carey Price is nowhere near ready to come back, which is unfortunate for them, but is the situation that they currently find themselves in. Yeah, Jason had 1 goal and 1 assist, which was a big change from last Monday when he got skunked playing his younger brother. And as Lindell added a goal, while Jamie Benn and Ruben Hintz collected 2 assists. The Stars now find them 4-0-1. The Canadiens find themselves at 3-3-0.
The Senators are scoring a lot of goals, buddy.
They are. After laying a hurting on the Bruins 7-5, they turn around the next night and beat the Coyotes 6-2. That was nice to see. I kind of wish the Leafs would have done that to the Coyotes, but it is what it is.
Well, it's
scored 47 seconds apart in the third to push their lead to almost unbeatable territory. Sorry, Frank, go ahead.
No, it's okay. The Flames win 3-2.
So they managed to extend their win streak, which is good. It's it's a good thing they had a good night on the PK. I'll give the Flames that much. But their overtime goal by Toffoli was really nice. Good to see.
How's Campbell doing in Edmonton?
Oh, not well.
Another slow start.
Yeah, you know what? He's having an he's having an October like he had for the Leafs when we originally assigned him. I've noticed that Edmonton fans have gotten a lot quieter about chirping Leafs fans about our all-star goalie that we gave away. So we'll see. Yeah. Hopefully he can turn it around. I'd like to see him do well.
Oh, absolutely. Who doesn't want to see? He's a good guy. Struggling Canucks remain winless.
Yeah, the jersey burning videos have already started to crop up on Twitter and Reddit. There were a couple of jerseys that actually thrown on the ice. It's been difficult for them. They've started 0-4-2 and have lost 6 games in a row and are now the only team that's over so far this season. So we'll have to see if they can turn it around. Buffalo, however, on the other hand, is now 4-1-0. It's their 3rd straight with Rasmus Dahlin scoring yet another goal.
He's going to be he's a stud.
Oh.
He's a real good
Makes me upset we didn't get him.
We only got a couple of minutes left. Let's go to some news. What's your big story?
Well, there was the annual press gallery dinner. For those of you who don't know, this is very similar to the Whitehouse Press Corps dinner they have in the States, where it's a bit of lighthearted comedy and poking fun at ourselves and each other. Trudeau was there, Jagmeet Singh was there. However, the one who wasn't was Pierre Poilievre, who declined an invitation. Upon hearing that he had declined the invitation, Trudeau said maybe he would have been more comfortable had he heard that they were occupying the venue as opposed to...
Oh, ouch, ouch. Oh, my goodness. Good one.
How about you, Frank? What do you got?
Well, I think that every so often they got to blow off some steam, and that's a good joke, and I think that's just a little humor. It goes a long way. My story is, we talked about it earlier, which is the election. A little bit in the U.S. Just one quick comment about my favorite subject, but I can't resist talking about Donald Trump. He is upset because a judge ruled against him. He referred to the judge being unkind and mean. He referred to the judge being mean because he ruled against him. This guy's a snowflake. He won't show up for the January 6th. He's not. He's going to be the first president that's invited to sit in front of Congress and run away and hide.
I mean, his reticence to do anything that could potentially clear his name is akin to Doug Ford not showing up. Apparently, Doug has been summoned by the Emergencies Action to appear before them, and he's flat out refused, saying it would violate his what was the term that he used? Something along the
His
lines
mojo?
of political privilege, I think was the term.
Oh boy, that sounds a lot like somebody else.
Mm-hmm.
I'm too good to answer these questions. I'm too important. Accountability. Where is it? Come on, show me. Well, kidding aside, the politicians can say whatever they wish, but as far as I'm concerned, the voters like here. One of my issues that I'd like to see here, and since my big thing is they sold the beach here in Wasaga. We don't know how much they sold it for, how much it was worth. And we really don't know what they're going to build there. We haven't seen the contract. Now here they say in the process of negotiation, they do that all privately. Well, if they've already tendered the contract, if the contract's been signed and they say they've sold it, then why can't we see what's there? Politicians should be forced, I think, to not leave that kind of, that kind of lack of transparency when you don't see what they're doing, when you don't know what they're doing.
Yeah.
When they get, when they're going to run for office again, it's like saying, look, I'll tell you if I'm going to tax you more money later. Well, that's not even a good example. I won't give you the information you're entitled to until you elect me.
Yeah, that doesn't seem quite right, does it?
I don't know. I just don't think it's right. And I don't blame the politician that does that. I blame us for letting them do that. There's got to be a way to trigger the kind of, reaction from politicians that people fairly and common sensely ask for, I think, anyway. But what do I know?
Yeah.
I didn't run for politics. I don't know what it takes. I don't know what it takes.
I was going to say it's a good thing we didn't. Otherwise, I think we'd probably both be finished.
Oh, yeah. And, nobody care what we have to say anyway. Hey, listen, Aaron, thanks for doing this, buddy.
Hey, Frank, thanks for having me.
He's Aaron William Freeland. I'm Candid Frank Stanisci. Thank you for watching Candid Frank Live. Aaron Mondays, Wednesdays, and of course Fridays is Leaf Talk at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. This show can also be heard on the Spanglish World Radio Network. For Candid Frank Live, other news, entertainment, and sports programming we offer, please check out SpanglishWorld.ca. Spanglish World. Watch it, hear it, read it, download it, and live it. Thanks for watching, everybody. Ciao for now.